staying with us. Now, about 5,000 members of the Dedan Kimathi Foundation have converged at the Rorengo Stadium in Nyeri County for the launch of allotment of their land. The members, drawn from 47 counties, comprise of freedom fighters and their descendants. Our reporter Ibrahim Karanja now joins us live from Nyeri with those updates. Good afternoon, Ibrahim, it's great to see you. Just update us on what is currently happening at the Rorengo Stadium.
Well, Grace, despite the chilly weather here at the historic Rorengo Stadium in Nyeri town, thousands of freedom fighters and their descendants are currently gathered at this stadium under the Dedan Kimathi Foundation to try and seek to benefit those who fought for the freedom of the land and also their descendants and ensure that they get the fruits of freedom fighting. I have with me the CEO, Dedan Kimathi Foundation, that is Dedan Kimathi, the daughter of Field Marshal Dedan Kimathi, who will be telling us exactly how they intend to benefit the thousands of members who are gathered here today and what the foundation is all about, because as we have seen behind us, thousands and thousands of members are here. Thank you very much, Evelyn, for joining us live on KTN News. Let's go straight to it. Tell us why we have thousands of freedom fighters and their descendants gathered at this historic Rorengo Stadium today.
Okay, we are here because Dedan Kimathi started an event of looking and identifying all the freedom fighters. We started with identifying all the freedom fighters who are in the forest, who are in the consecration camps, who are in the prison, and who are in the villages. We started with them a long time ago. We started by looking at them and feeding them, taking care of them, taking them to hospitals, and then they were happy with what we were doing, and then they told us, now we are going to present you our children. And then they started bringing out their children, and their children started registering in large numbers. As we were uniting the freedom fighters and their descendants, other things started coming out. Other freedom fighters from all other tribes. We started with the family of Koitere Arab Samoy, who came to our office and said they want to work with us. After that, we had the family of Elijah Maside from all the way from Bugoma.
Meaning all the descendants of all the groups of freedom fighters in the country are gathered here. But may you please bring to the fore of exactly how you're intending to benefit them, especially from this meeting. I understand over 3,000 will be getting allocation of land in the first phase. Perhaps you may want to explain to us very briefly.
Yeah, we are intending to settle over 3,425 freedom fighters a land in Nemuruti, which is worth 12,000, and it is worth 2.5 billion. We have already been able to raise 70 million, which we have given to the vendor. And recently, we have written so many correspondence with the government. We have written so many correspondence with the head of state, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta. We have written to all the governors. We have written to the UK government, to the American government, to all the international community. But fortunately, and like 1 month ago, the office of the Deputy President is the one who responded to our letter, and he called our officials. And he was concerned that the government can first identify a land that lease has ended and settle 2,000 original freedom fighters. And there are talks between the government and our lawyers who are still here.
Thank you. These are conversations that, of course, we'll continue with, and especially in our subsequent bulletins. But, Grace, that is just a sneak peek of what is happening here at the historic Rorengo Stadium. I call it historic because this is where first President of the Republic, Jomo Kenyatta, called all the Mau Mau fighters here after the country gained its independence and convinced them to return the guns and promised them that they will have land of the freedom they had fought for. So we will, of course, continue this conversation, continue speaking to the freedom fighters, and bring it to our viewers, as shall be happening later in our subsequent bulletins. Grace.
Indeed, Ibrahim Karanja there, a reporter coming to us live from Rorengo Stadium in Nyeri County.